that note, let's welcome on board Rupak De, Senior Technical Analyst at LKP Securities. And we also have Mayuresh Joshi, Head of Equity at MarketSmith India, joining us to make more sense of what we can expect headed into next week. And Rupak, first I'm going to come to you. And good afternoon to both of you, and thanks so much for joining us. Rupak, coming to you first, let's talk about the kind of levels that we're expecting to see on the benchmarks over the course of next week. Given that we have yet another truncated week coming in, some global markets are also closed on Monday on account of Easter. Amid the global volatility, everything that's been happening, at least if you could give us a sense of the kind of levels that we can watch out for on Nifty and Nifty Bank, because stellar run-up across both of these indices over the course of the week. How sustainable is this looking on the charts?
So last few days has been fast and furious. When Nifty added about 10% in the last few days, and giving a breakout above the previous two swing highs, on a closing basis. So overall sentiment looks very positive, and till the time Nifty remains above 23,300, the sentiment might remain positive, and buy on dip strategy will be favored. And on the higher end, Nifty might move towards 24,100. Once again, if Nifty sustains above 24,100, then it is likely to move towards 24,550. So overall sentiment looks positive. Till the time it is remains above 23,300. For Bank Nifty, I would say that Bank Nifty found resistance around its all-time high, however, the sentiment looks very much positive. It has closed at 6 months high, more than 6 months high. So the sentiment remains positive till the time it is remaining above 53,600. And on the higher end, if Bank Nifty moves beyond 54,500, then further firework might be seen in the short term.
And I wanted to take it forward with the point that you've just mentioned, Mayuresh, when it comes to apparel, when it comes to some of these other sectors as well. Rupak, I wanted to take it across to you and get a sense of what you think about the FMCG pack, because there's lots of moving parts when it comes to the tariff story, right? There's a lot of tariff commentary that we've seen come in with regard to containers, dry bulk shortage also getting a little more acute is something that we're sort of penciling in at this point. What do you think about the entire FMCG pack in that light then?
So FMCG after prolonged underperformance, I think they are getting ready to perform well. In the short term, I think there is a resistance for the index. 56,700 would be the resistance for the index. If the FMCG index moves beyond 56,700 decisively, then the performance from the space might be expected on the higher end. 5-10% kind of upside movement on stock basis we can expect. However, for the midterm picture is not that good at the current juncture. We need to go for short-term positioning in the stocks and wait for further clarity on the FMCG front.
That's the take on FMCG. And
what, Rupak, I wanted to get an understanding of what you think about the auto pack as well. What do you think about Nifty Auto as well, against the backdrop of the announcement that has come this week when it comes to the pause coming in as far as auto tariffs are concerned? That is something that US President hinted towards. He wants to be helping automakers and car makers at this point. He's also indicated that he wants to provide some semblance of resilience to some of these companies as well. So against that backdrop, what are you making of the entire auto pack as well? Rupak?
So Nifty Auto has formed an interesting pattern on the daily chart. I think there might be some recovery in the auto stocks in the near to short term. On the daily chart of auto index, I find that the auto index has formed a positive divergence on the RSI, and it is likely to find a very minor resistance around 21,550 kind of level. If the index moves beyond 21,550, then there might be some significant rally towards 23,000. So I expect a sideways to positive movement in the near to short term.
Rupak, also share with us the picks that you have given at the moment. What's looking good when it comes to the stock-specific front? Where are you seeing some pockets of value?
So I have two stocks to share. First one is Eternal. The stock has given a falling wedge breakout on the daily chart, and the indicator RSI is indicating a positive momentum in the short term. On the higher end, the stock might move towards 245, and a stop loss can be placed below 220. The other stock would be GICRE. The stock has been recovering in the last few days, and it has been sustaining above the important moving average. And I think the current momentum might continue in the short term. And on the higher end, 470 might be the target, and keeping a stop loss below 417.
Eternal, erstwhile Zomato and GICRE looking good to you, Rupak.
Mayuresh, as well as Rupak, for joining us and helping us understand, make sense of the week gone by. Even though this was a truncated week, quite the week that we had coming in. But with that, we're completely timed out on this edition of Your Trades on ET Now. But as we bid you goodbye, let's go across and listen in to what the finance minister then has to say, because you do have the legacy of Asia's oldest stock exchange that we're talking about.
It is your service to the nation in terms